They're like my favorite podcast to listen to.
Get a sound check.
All right.
Yeah!
Yeah, you're laughing all over this thing.
Dude, I love them.
Here we go! It's the Triforce.
Stop what you're doing right now. Just sit down and take a breath. We're going to do a quick meditation exercise before we begin this evening, morning, or afternoon, depending on when you're listening.
A moment of Zen, really,
Absolutely.
to kind of to connect us all in these troubled times.
Of course, because we all need a little energy and we all need a little power, and we're going to need you to help us, get that energy. We're going to need you to lend us your energy. So I want you to sit down, take a deep breath, and then hold your hands up to the sky. Make a V with your arms.
Yeah, we're just going to put both palms right to the sun.
And just
hold them there for a little while.
Just hold them there until you inevitably give out from lack of energy, because that's apparently how that works.
Yes, that's how it works.
And
so
then me and Zach will collectively make a spirit bomb, and we will cleanse the world of all of its evil.
Right, yeah, and I'm feeling it right now. Are you feeling it as well? Like I feel there's kind of an invigoration. Like there's something rushing through me right now.
I feel it.
Because one of those things varying in my bloodstream is nostalgia.
Absolutely.
Because if there is one series that I've kind of hung on to for my whole life, not even in like keeping up with the more modern iterations of it, but just after thanks for being there. It's Dragon Ball Z.
It is such a good series, and I'm so glad we're finally getting to talk about it. Once we started doing Yu-Gi-Oh! 2 weeks ago, I'm like, this opens the door for Dragon Ball Z, and I can't even begin to tell you how fucking excited I am, because I love this series more than anything.
It's a gateway drug, definitely, to talking about our favorite anime now. So sit back, relax. If you've become unconscious from the spirit bomb, you can just roll back this on Spotify once you inevitably wake up.
And we thank you for the energy.
Yeah, thank you for your energy, or wherever your podcasts are sold. So
wait, quick side note before we get off the spirit bomb thing. Do you remember the PlayStation 2 games like Budokai Tenkaichi?
Oh yeah.
So when you played Cell in, I think, Budokai Tenkaichi 2, he had the ability. He had the ability to do the spirit bomb. So
why?
I don't know. I don't know why they gave that to him, but he was able to do it.
Weird.
And when he was gathering energy, all I remember is his line was, "All right, world, give me your stupid energy." And I'm like, is that the theme of 2020 or what?
Give me your stupid energy right now. Yeah, I mean, that's so weird.
Yeah,
I love
it's
that.
weird. And it's like the spirit bomb was green instead of blue, and it was really cool.
He's corrupted it all.
I love it.
Well, I don't think the Cell Saga is for several seasons to come.
The Cell Saga is not for a while, so don't worry about that.
Let's talk about the first season of Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
Yeah. So, though its original air date in Japan was in 1989.
Excuse me?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
April 26, 1989 was the first of Dragon Ball Z, not even Dragon Ball, which I believe was even older.
So what you're telling me is that the Dragon Ball Z series is 4 years older than the two of us?
Yeah,
I
definitely.
hate that a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
It is 30! It's 31 years old! Holy shit!
Absolutely, man. Yeah, any person that was born in that year would be 30.
Wow.
So there were two then redubs into English, one of which apparently we don't talk about.
Yeah, it's not that we don't talk about it. A lot of people grew up on it. It's the Ocean dub of Dragon Ball Z, and it's where we got Vegeta's over 9,000. It's where we got Nappa screaming, "What does the Scouter say about his power level?" Because the Funimation dub doesn't do that.
I mean, it's a classic moment.
Yeah.
And it should be remembered forever.
Absolutely. The Funimation one is not as fun, but as the name would imply. But it's... Do you like that one?
I like a little bit. Like it'll Like I might think about it in the shower later. Be like, oh, that was funny.
I had that in the pocket. I needed that. But yeah, it was a cool dub. I mean, I think it continued up until the Cell Saga, and then Funimation was the one that was obviously way more popular at the time. So the Ocean dub just ran out of funding and couldn't do the Boo Saga. So they just were like, fuck it, Cell Saga. Yeah.
Yeah, and so there was the Funimation redub was in 2005.
Yes,
so like I
and
know
that's
that you
the one
said
we
that
know.
that's when you kind of latched on to like the English dub of it when we were talking earlier, but I believe I probably grew up with like the Ocean dub, like the old school.
I think that the redub, I don't know. I have to look up the date of the Funimation thing because I vividly remember not being 12 years old when I started liking Dragon Ball Z. It was definitely before that. But
that was definitely when I hit the Jones was hit for me. I used to come home from elementary school. The only reason I knew things about Sailor Moon is because the last 15 minutes of Sailor Moon would be on before Dragon Ball Z. And Dragon Ball Z would come on right when I got home from school. And that was irreplaceable for me. Like I didn't do
so I guess I was.
What was homework? What was homework? I didn't do jack shit until Dragon Ball Z was over.
Absolutely
nothing.
Not. It was, I think it was like 5 o'clock on weekdays. Dragon Ball Z episodes would air, and during Toonami.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Man.
Well, that's when I feel like the second phase of Dragon Ball on TV, Dragon Ball Z anyway, because it was just on regular like Cartoon Network. It was just on regular there, like it was out in the open.
Yep.
And I think that it gets better as it goes on, but season 1 is season 1. So I think that like we got to talk about this. I feel like I don't know if there's any short through line we can explain Dragon Ball conceptually to someone who hasn't seen it.
No,
but there are people that scream very loudly
for very long times,
become more powerful versions of themselves, and they're also partly aliens. Mm-hmm. So that's about as much as we can boil it down. Let's get started on season 1, episode 1. So now I think the best part about this has been the the changes between the original Ocean translations of the titles and then the eventual. I didn't notice this when I first read it. I thought it was like maybe episodes within episodes, but there's a title on the source that I'm looking at here. So the Funimation dub kind of shortens all of the title names of the episodes.
Yeah, they localize it
as concrete as possible. So I'm gonna read you the Ocean dub titles and then the Funimation dub titles.
Oh no!
So the Ocean dub title for episode 1 is Mini Goku is an overprotected boy. I am Gohan. And the Funimation title is The Arrival of Raditz.
Yeah, I mean, they really... the Ocean dub was notorious for, like, directly translating all of the Japanese and not really paying any attention to how the fuck it would sound in English. So that's why it sounded so weird, and that's why the translations were so weird, because what they did was they watched DBZ in Japanese and they tried to recreate it exactly like that in English, which is why it sounded so weird to us, because the fucking late 80s, early 90s in Japan were so weird for anime,
That's true.
That was when we had the original Gundam. That's when we had like original Initial D
and stuff.
Absolutely. So it was crazy weird. That was Speed Racer era. You know what I mean?
I was schooled on Speed Racer by you guys a couple of podcasts.
Actually, I think Speed Racer was early 80s. I think it was even before that. Probably, but there's still some remnants of that. So it was
weird. My uncle talking about that, yeah.
Yeah, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and he's, I believe, over 50 at this point, so it's a long time ago.
Oh, no.
So let's dive in, shall we? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the kind of, like, cookie cutter, very, like, strictly the important plot points, overviews of each episode, and then I feel like I'll read the whole thing and then we'll comment on it.
Okay.
You know, I don't think we can. You try to resist stopping me along the way. Okay.
Got it.
So 5 years have passed since Goku's victory at the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. Goku's son, Gohan, is wandering around the woods outside of his house when the tiger steals his hat. While he's looking for the tiger, he accidentally falls into a river. Goku, searching for his son, finds his hat. He suddenly sees Gohan floating down the river, but he can't reach him in time before he goes over a waterfall. I can't believe Gohan's fucking dead. Just episode 1. Goku looks up and sees Gohan clinging to a branch, having somehow jumped out of the river. With Gohan safe, they head to Master Roshi's house. Meanwhile, a mysterious alien has arrived on Earth looking for a man named Kakarot. With a special device, the scouter he wears on his head, he searches for high power levels on Earth. He finds Piccolo, whose attack is completely ineffective. Oh, they just did Piccolo wrong so bad in that one sentence. The alien is about to devastate Piccolo when he finds a higher power level and flies off. Oh my god, yeah man. So like, if you didn't know anything, like high power levels, like Raditz might as well just be looking for like, oh my god, there's a lot of energy consumption in this area. Are you kidding me, people? Have you never heard of solar? Like it's very kind of condensed, and I know that you've executed a rewatch so far. So is there any holes you can plug in this?
When you refer to Gohan, we're not actually referring to. We are referring to Gohan's Goku's kid at this point because Gohan was named after Grandpa Gohan. That was pretty it's pretty accurate. Piccolo was not a very important character. I just remember watching this as a child, and I apparently was 12 years old when I started this. So
is he just like there? Episode 1, he's just like out in the world.
There.
Like,
he just shows up on Kame House Island and just takes Gohan.
Large green man with antennae just shows up.
Yeah. Pretty much. Oh, actually, no. What happens is Raditz comes and takes Gohan. Yeah.
Well, that's the mysterious alien that's looking for a man named Kakarot. Kakarot is Goku's real name, quote unquote.
So he's like, super powerful, oh my god. And then he flies off with Gohan, and then Piccolo is just like, ha, sucks. He just kind of flies.
Did you see him take my kid? Yeah, I sure saw that shit. That was hilarious.
Really? And Goku's like, you gotta help me get him back. And Piccolo's like, all right. Yeah, he's like, why not?
Word. So Raditz finds the other better power level, and he's like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, episode 2. So I'm gonna go Ocean and Funimation. Ocean, the mightiest warrior in all of history, is Goku's older brother. That is, you can tell with the inflection, that's an exclamation point and a question mark.
Yeah.
Funimation, the arrival of Raditz. Again. Goku and Gohan arrive at Master Roshi's island to meet Bulma, Krillin, Master Roshi, and Turtle. Turtle finds his way into the recap,
yes,
bro?
He does.
Come on.
He was a very important character until episode 4.
No, he was not.
Because he was an original. He was a very important character. He was very
giant turtle.
I know he is, but in Dragon Ball, he was an important character, and much like every other Dragon Ball holdover, they get absolutely lost in the crowd in Dragon Ball Z.
Anyway, quickly, the others notice the difference between Gohan's behavior and that of Goku as a child. What? Goku informs his friends that Chi-Chi refuses to allow Gohan to fight, instead that he studies constantly. The same mysterious alien arrives at the island and reveals himself. He is a Saiyan warrior named Raditz, and he is Goku's older brother. He reveals that Goku's real Saiyan name is Kakarot. Goku learns that he was sent to destroy all life on Earth, but his memory loss from a terrible fall as a child prevented this outcome.
Yep.
Raditz comes to Earth to get Goku to join him and the other two remaining Saiyans, and he won't accept a refusal. Holy shit! What a lot to digest there.
Yeah, man. That was like the opening shot of Dragon Ball. It's just Goku on his like naked with a welt on his head, like and Grandpa Gohan finds him, and then poof, Dragon Ball. So yeah,
right. So let's go over the main points. Master Roshi, like this just weird old dude, but like also like a very very powerful martial artist.
Oh yeah.
Krillin is kind of like Goku's like right hand man. He's just a little bald man, and he's notoriously gotten the short end of the stick in the Dragon Ball Z universe on occasion.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Goku and Chi-Chi as parents to Gohan.
Please, God, let's talk about them because what a ride.
Yeah, let's unpack some of that. So Goku is a meathead that only wants Gohan to learn how to fight and become a Z warrior like himself.
He's the worst fucking father in cartoon history.
Yeah. Except for that fucker from Full Metal Alchemist, I think Goku was like the worst anime dad.
Yeah.
He's awful. He's just flat out a terrible dad.
Like, as I'm rewatching Dragon Ball Z, like, as I'm rewatching a lot of these old shows, like, I'm finding myself hating the main characters a lot, because, good God, Goku is so annoying. He's so fucking irritating. Him and, like, as I mentioned in Yu-Gi-Oh!, fucking Kaiba are just the two most irritating anime characters of my childhood.
I love it.
Oh, man.
You've got a lot to say recently.
I do.
About Seto Kaiba.
So mad.
But Chi-Chi is a completely human woman that Goku has married and had a child with.
Absolutely.
And she doesn't take any of his shit and is constantly telling Gohan to get an education and study and make something of himself and not just enter tournaments every 3 months like his father does. Yeah. And so that's kind of the strike down for like the rest of the series. Goku and Chi-Chi, it always felt very like ball and chain marriage like suggestion. It was like Chi-Chi's, oh my God, she won't let Gohan fight, but Gohan's so powerful. I figure like as a kid we were like, God damn it, Chi-Chi, just like
yeah.
But like Chi-Chi did nothing wrong.
No, Chi-Chi did nothing wrong.
Was right. Chi-Chi was right.
I don't know. I have some things about that. Like Gohan could have been the best fighter in the universe. Chi-Chi was right until we knew the stakes.
That's true.
So, okay. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, and later, I mean, sure. Like, I just feel like Gohan never finished his masters. Like, I feel like he never went
once
on.
We knew the scope,
education.
But at the same time, I mean, this is going way ahead. He marries a billionaire, so like, he's fine.
Okay, all right. Well, either way, the family is a very interesting theme in DBZ. Mm-hmm. It's very prominent even in later seasons, where you learn different stuff about different characters' family backgrounds and stuff, like all the stuff on Planet Namek with Piccolo and
right.
When the kind of Superman-esque backstory of Vegeta and like the destruction of his whole planet. So yeah, it's a big theme, and the big theme of Season 1 was Raditz, who was Goku's douche older brother who just comes to Earth and like, what's up? I'm here. Also, your name is Kakarot. Also, you're a life. You were here to kill everything. And we're lucky that he fell and got a concussion and forgot about it. But the big reveal on this episode is that there are two remaining Saiyans on Earth that Raditz has found as well. So the real question is like, is one of these Saiyans the power level that he scouted in the first episode? Like, is it Goku? Like, I don't know. It's pretty crazy. So like, not only did you have to kind of accept the fact, hey, not only am I an alien, I'm your older brother. You were sent to kill everything on Earth. Also, there's two other aliens chilling somewhere around here.
Yeah.
So let's dive a little further here. So number 3, Ocean title. All right, this is the strongest combo in the world. and Funimation title The World's Strongest Team.
You know, honestly, can you start reading the Funimation dubs first? Because I feel like it would be so much better to hear the Ocean dub after what it is.
Dude, you don't even know what's coming up next.
I can't wait. But yeah,
I got you. We'll flip it from now on.
This was the dream team, man. And even though 12-year-old me had no fucking idea who Piccolo was, I was like, oh yeah, I mean they just said it in the first episode. These are the two strongest people in the world, and now they're teaming up. It's like Goku and the green guy are gonna team up to get the big raccoon-looking guy.
The raccoon, like Raditz does kind of look like a raccoon.
He really does.
Yeah, he's very unkempt.
Absolutely.
All right. So, in order to get Goku to join him, Raditz kidnaps Gohan and orders Goku to kill 100 Earthlings before the next day.
Yeah, man.
I love this. He's just like, yo, what's your deal? Get to work. You're past your quota. Goku tries to stop him, but even he could not stop his brother's power. Even though he's no match for him. Goku was no match for Raditz at one point. Let's just make something very clear. When we talk about character development and power development, Goku will do whatever it takes to save his son. Krillin and Roshi volunteer to join Goku and save Gohan. However, Goku refuses. So, like, we got Krillin, you're like 4'2" homeboy, and like an elderly man, like, I'll come to help you.
No,
like, yeah,
don't even
we're
front
good.
with Roshi. Roshi will fuck you up.
Yeah, okay. Roshi will kill you. Roshi will kill you. But I feel like he's kind of like All Might. He had like the depowered and like a powered form.
He does.
Like, he
exactly
became ripped when the plot called for it, and
exactly.
I love that. So I get you, but
he taught Goku the Kamehameha. So,
but there's also another specific reason that Krillin and Roshi can't come, is because once the Eternal Dragon grants a wish, he will not grant it again, and hence the two cannot be resurrected again. So we'll have to talk about the time that Krillin and Yoshi die in Dragon Ball. Mm-hmm. And have to be resurrected by Shenron.
That's for King Piccolo.
So the name of the season of the series is called Dragon Ball because there exists. Oh my God! Is there 9? Is it 9 Dragon Balls? 7 Dragon Balls. And once you get all 7 Dragon Balls that are like these relics that are scattered throughout the world, you put them all together, and an eternal dragon comes and grants you 3 wishes like a genie.
On Earth it's 1 wish.
On Earth, it's 1 wish. Yeah. Is it? Which one is it? 3 wishes.
That's the Namekian Dragon Balls, which we'll get to.
Oh my God! I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Right. So, Goku, Raditz is like, I want 100 Earthling scalps, and Goku's like, nah, it's all good. You can't come back to life, so don't come with me. Suddenly, Piccolo appears.
Oh yeah, this is when he's like, oh yeah, let me help.
And proposes that he and Goku team up in order to stop Raditz. He had seen Raditz's power while the Saiyan was looking for Goku, and he knows that neither of them are a match for this alien. Raditz returns to the location of his landing pod, leading Gohan imprisoned in it. His scouter detects a large power level coming from Gohan, but ignores it, thinking that it is malfunctioning.
Raditz is, you know what, man? If Raditz was like, if he had a brain cell, he would have been such a deadly villain.
So competent, but he was a moron.
So fucking stupid.
Using the Dragon Radar to find Gohan with a Dragon Ball on his hat. Right, Goku.
Yeah, he's got the 4-star ball on his hat.
He's just got an ancient, all-powerful relic just on
into
a
that fucking hat, man.
Oh my lord. Yeah, so they're able to find him with the Dragon Radar, which is what you use to find the Dragon Balls. Yes. And Raditz, Goku, and Piccolo arrive and remove their weighted clothing, boosting their power. Right. So they trained in clothes that were purposefully heavier.
Yeah, man.
And Piccolo kind of has like this like little like kind of like a Prince routine going on. Like he's got like these shoulders, and there's like a cloak, and he's got this turban that looks like like 3/4 of a bowling ball is inside of it. It's a whole thing. and they Goku, I think it was just like his shirt and his feet or his boots or whatever. But man, that was the original kind of. I feel like once I watched Rock Lee drop his weights, that's kind of the new flashbulb memory. But this was something.
Can I admit something?
Go ahead.
The weeks following me seeing that episode, and obviously they did this quite a few more times in Dragon Ball Z, I actually bought weighted clothing and wore it to school. Because I thought it would make me stronger eventually.
What a fucking nerd. I can't believe it.
And like all of my friends who were so like hyped about Dragon Ball Z thought it was the coolest shit. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome.
You're just wait, you said elementary school.
No. This is no, I said
when?
This was like late middle school.
Late middle school?
Yeah, man. Like I was 12, dude. This is late middle school.
Old.
Like I thought this was the coolest shit in the world. I bought I bought like there's a vest that you can put weights in, and it's for runners. And I and needless to say, I was a fat nerd all throughout high school. So
Yeah.
I don't think
weighted vest.
I think once the weighted vest didn't fit me anymore, I realized it didn't work. So.
Whoa. Oh my god.
Oh,
Dude,
boy.
That's hilarious. That's dedication. I can't even touch that. I just have so much respect for that.
Wow, dude.
God.
I feel so bad. Like, I feel so good for admitting that because, like, I've been carrying.
Feel good to get it out.
It does feel good to get it out because holy shit, man.
That's next level, man. That's out of control. All right. So let's move on.
Wow.
So this episode was known to regular people as Gohan's hidden powers. However,
Regular people.
to not normal people, it's known as Piccolo's trump card, Gohan the Crybaby-kun. Okay, we're just gonna file that. We're just gonna file that under need not to know and move on. So Goku and Piccolo throw everything they've got against Raditz, including their weighted clothing. They're just throwing them.
Just hucking at him.
Oh, I'm having a blast, man.
I love this show.
All right, but it seems like their combined power stops short of Raditz's own strength. Both get injured, and Piccolo even loses an arm. Right, I forgot he lost an arm.
Yeah, he does, and that's when we find out he can grow it back.
Yeah, you can grow it back, which was like the most, like, in terms of instant relief, like, that was hilarious to us. I was like, holy crap, that dude just lost an arm. He's like, don't worry, I can grow one back. He's like, oh, well, in that case, chop chop, let's go, come on. And chop chop he does indeed, because he begins to charge his most powerful technique, the special beam cannon.
Oh,
And
man.
but he's got to power it up to make it work. It requires 5 minutes to gather the strength, and Goku does his best to give him just that. Despite the fact that the two drastically raise their power level, every confrontation, they do not manage to defeat Raditz using their attacks. However, Goku does manage. Oh crap! We're gonna have to explain something really quick in a second. Suddenly, Goku does manage to grab Raditz's tail, instantly weakening him. So, let's go back a bit here. So the Saiyans are, Colton. Please, God help me if I'm wrong. Are the like descendants of giant space apes?
Pretty much. I mean, they are giant space. Like, they're not the descendants of giant space apes. Like, they have the. God.
Saiyans are born with a tail, and when they have the tail, they can transform into a giant ape. Yes?
Yeah, pretty much. And, like, I'm listening to myself outside of my own head, and I'm like, this is nonsense. They have the ability. They have the ability to turn into giant space apes. And just.
And if you grab the tail, it instantly weakens.
And the more I talk about this, the more I realize why my parents never accepted my offer to sit down and watch Dragon Ball Z with me.
Oh my God.
The more I think about it, I'm like, I wouldn't even want to sit down and watch this if someone told this to me.
True.
Oh,
True.
man.
So, he's got him by the tail, and as such, Raditz surrenders because he doesn't want to lose his tail because he's a proud Saiyan. However, Raditz quickly goes against that surrender and attacks Goku again, elbowing him in the face and crushing his chest. As Raditz prepares to kill Goku, he suddenly picks up an enormous power level coming from Gohan, who's trapped in his little transport. So, this next episode, I'm really pissed off at the ocean title for this next episode. So, to normal people, it was Goku's Unusual Journey or Gohan's Rage. So, one of the two. However, I feel like the ocean title kind of gives it up right up front. So, I'm actually going to read the episode first, and then I'm going to reveal it.
Oh, no.
So, as Raditz tortures Goku, Gohan bursts out of Raditz's spaceship and hurls himself into Raditz with incredible power that stuns and even injures the Saiyan. However, Gohan's power disappears as quickly as it surfaced, leaving him defenseless against his father's attacker, who quickly hits Gohan, knocking him out. Raditz intends to kill Gohan, who he views as the only person capable of defeating him. However, in a last-ditch effort to save his son, Goku gets Raditz in a hole that leaves both of them open to Piccolo's special beam cannon, which he's been charging up. Goku urges Piccolo to use it even if it costs his own life. Piccolo then starts to wonder whether or not he should use it. Despite Raditz's pleas for mercy, Piccolo lets loose the attack, which kills both Goku and Raditz.
I remember watching this as a kid. Like, he's just hurt, right? Like, he's not dead, right?
That's what you thought? I was crying like it was the third act of an Oscar bait drama.
The more I watched, I was like when he wasn't moving on the ground, I'm like, oh, he's dead. I was like, yeah. I was not okay.
Thinking they've already won, Piccolo tells Raditz, who is slowly dying, about the Dragon Balls. Once he has heard everything, Raditz tells Piccolo that his scouter is also a transmitter, and that in 1 year's time, 2 more Saiyans, more powerful than Raditz, will arrive on Earth to avenge his murder. Goku lives to see Bulma, Roshi, and Krillin arrive to hear that the unconscious Gohan is alive, but thereafter dies. His body is taken by Kami. So Goku dies. And that happens to be the ocean title of this episode. Goku dies. There's only one last chance. It's like, could you maybe let me watch
Soften
the
it
episode?
a bit. Soften it a little bit. You know?
Could we slow burn that a little?
Nope. Goku's fucking dead. Let's go.
Right. So here's my take, Colton, if you're ready. There's been a lot of debate for a long time about the similarities between Goku and Superman, right? Mm-hmm. So, they come to Earth after their planets are destroyed. They're aliens that are more powerful and can do things that humans can't do. They may be somewhat bumbling fools, but they are occasionally, have strong moral centers, has saved the world many times, et cetera, from here.
Of course.
But this is Dragon Ball Z. This is the second, arc of the story. And Goku is a man and an established hero now. And he's famous. He won the martial arts tournament, that's the only thing anybody seems to care about in this universe. So he's fucking famous. And so an alien came down and everybody's just like, no, Goku will handle it. But he fucking dies. This is episode 5. This is episode 5.
Yeah, dude.
Goku gets kind of ran through. Raditz dies as a result.
Goku gets ganked, just fucking done for.
Yeah. He was already fucked up from Raditz, and then he literally like latched onto him and refused to let him move as he was impaled by the special beam cannon. So when he dies, his body gets taken by Kami, who is this spirit that kind of watches over the dead warriors. Yes, or dead Saiyans. Is that what it is?
Kinda. I don't fucking know how it works.
So he managed to save Gohan, but he dies and goes to basically heaven. Far away in another planet, Nappa and Vegeta plan to visit Earth and wish for immortality using the Dragon Balls.
Of course they fucking do.
So, like, talk all we want about Raditz and how, like, it's so impressive that Goku was, upset, and was struggling against Raditz. Man only lasts 5 episodes. Like, 5 episodes.
Yeah.
Like trash. Like, that's not good. Like, I don't care what series you're from. 5 episodes is no good.
Of course.
You were the first plot point. You were the first plot point. You couldn't last an arc, bro. You couldn't last 10 episodes. Come on.
Man.
So, anyway, moving on to episode 6. The fight continues into the next world, or Goku's Unusual Journey. And Goku's Unusual Journey is the name of the Funimation title. And then we have
it's unusual. All right.
It says even Yama-sama is surprised. The fight continues in the next world.
They did that on purpose.
So weird. So to prepare for the threat of the incoming more powerful Saiyans, Kami takes Goku to the quote-unquote other world. So that's kind of the idea. The other world, and for training with the legendary martial arts master King Kai, who is a seminal classic character moving forward. But in order to get to King Kai, he must first cross a treacherous path called Snake Way. So Snake Way is this giant, like, dragon snake, like, track made of marble that goes on, like, forever. And only one person has ever successfully crossed it. This dude that shows up by the name of King Yema. So Goku's gotta train with King Kai, but he's got to go for, like, the world's shittiest run. Like,
that is a great way to put it.
Yeah, like, you're on the treadmill and you're like, that's like
so
like
bad.
Imagine for like hundreds of miles.
Yeah.
Like, it's awful. And the big deal is that King Yema tells Goku not to fall off the sides of Snake Way or he will never return. So if you fall off Snake Way, you're kind of damned, so to speak, to wherever you land, which is
done,
not
son.
good.
That's how that works. So
what's that?
So you're done, son. That's how that works.
Yeah, no good. So Goku starts the journey by flying over the path, which sounded smart, but then he eventually runs out of energy like a fucking fool and must continue on foot. Back on planet Earth, Piccolo regenerates his arm and decides to take Gohan, who is still unconscious, under his wing with the hope of tapping into his hidden power. Piccolo awakens the boy and forces him to train using fear. Bulma studies the circuitry of Raditz's scouter and agrees that Master Roshi that Krillin should be the one to tell Chi-Chi the recent news of Goku and Gohan. Holy shit. So I think we got to talk about Bulma. I think we have to mention Bulma at this point in the story, because Bulma was introduced even in Dragon Ball as like a much younger character. And now she is the heir to a technological giant company and is a brilliant engineer and navigator and really deserves a whole lot more credit than she gets.
Bulma is the OG. Like,
Bulma's the best. So she's the one trying to like figure out what's good with the scouter and what it does. Which the scouters are, for people who maybe, I don't think we went over that, and the people who might not have seen, are just kind of like this, like one visor, like one eye visor. That's like kind of, it looks like part of a headphone over your ear, and then it comes over your eye.
It's just a vaporwave sunglasses, but for half of your head.
Absolutely, vaporwave sunglasses. And the lenses. I love that the lenses were all different colors, and you knew the characters by what color of the lens that they wore.
Oh yeah.
But there was even the ones that were like the standard green ones, and you saw like a bunch of characters wearing that. I felt like it was a fun touch. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this is the insane. Bulma, Roshi just decide Krillin has to be the one to tell Chi-Chi that her husband is dead and her son is in a coma, is now training with a giant cucumber man with antennae who is like really giving him the kind of the Full Metal Jacket treatment. He's really like this young child is being put through really intense training.
Oh man, dude, it's it's rough out here.
And we're gonna get to just how draconian that training was in episode 7, which is known as Gohan's Metamorphosis. But perhaps more descriptively, it was once called Survival with Dinosaurs, Gohan's Harsh Training. I feel
so
like it's all very upfront.
It's so dumb though. Like,
okay, so Piccolo leaves Gohan alone in the wilderness for 6 months so that he can learn to take care of himself.
Yeah, he fucking does.
Just like his father did as a child. Even though there are dangerous animals in the wild, Gohan's hidden powers help him escape, but also get him stuck on a really tall boulder from which he cannot get down.
You know,
I feel like if you're dodging T-Rexes, like you can come down from the boulder, you know?
I
like,
think so. You'd think.
It just feels very. I don't buy it, Gohan. Like, you know, I don't know.
I don't buy it either.
High above, Kami tells Mr. Popo. Let's just
yeah.
take a moment to address Mr. Popo.
Why? Why do we need to take a moment to address Mr. Popo?
Because it needs to be said. It just you need to just Google image Mr. Popo and realize where they've gone wrong. You just need to know. Just need to know that.
We can't just let that one go under the bus.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I will die before the Mr. Popo discourse dies.
I will die before I let Mr. Popo off the hook.
One of the best characters in the abridged version, though.
Oh, by far.
He and Piccolo will die from unknown causes, and that if Piccolo knew this, it might have been caused. What? Oh my God! Hold on. That if Piccolo knew this, it might have been what caused his slow change of heart towards Gohan. So I don't know what the hell that's going on.
I don't know what the hell.
Kami's just like, "Hey, Piccolo." I was like, "Oh, what's good, Kami? How you doing?" He's like, "We've got 365, buddy. Like in a year's time, both of us are gonna die, and I don't know what's gonna cause it." And he's like, "All right, bet I'm gonna go become a dad." I don't know what's good, but that's the fact is that Piccolo's gonna die in a year. So Kami thinks that's why he's being so fatherly towards Gohan. And let's talk about Piccolo and Gohan. Like,
Piccolo is the greatest stepdad of all time. And it's
fact.
It's just a fact. It is just a fact.
He stepped up for Gohan for the rest of the series, even though right now not doing the best. Not really doing the best.
But he knows what's best for Gohan.
I don't know if Gohan's like 8 at this time. Like, I don't know if dealing with the Mesozoic era is really a great idea.
But at the same time, what was Goku dealing with at that time? You know what I mean?
Being dead.
Not at the time when Goku's training. When Goku was alive. When
Goku was in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, when he was very much alive.
True.
Like he'd be dealing with exactly that, you know.
But you got to think of it in like kind of like demigod or like half elf kind of rules. Like Goku was a very powerful creature that was sent to Earth to destroy all of its inhabitants.
Yes,
so that probably comes with a stat boost like from birth.
But so does Gohan. He's Goku's son.
But he's the son of both that creature and a full human woman.
Yes, but at the same time, Raditz at that point had actually said why that's a good thing, because apparently Saiyan half-breeding is a thing. So that's what he said about that, and then Piccolo obviously heard that and was like, "Oh, you don't say." So I'm just gonna train this kid and put him through the fucking ringer right out the gate, and it's gonna be fine.
Can we talk about how Piccolo dropped the ball a few episodes ago? Like, everything would have been fine if he didn't just reveal on Raditz's dying breaths, to his ears that this is what we're going to do about the Dragon Balls, And I was just like, dude, really? So, like, maybe he feels bad for doing this. So he's just like, oh, man, I have to get this kid to be better at this.
Maybe.
All right, so meanwhile, Krillin tries to break the news about Goku and Gohan to Chi-Chi, but is too scared.
Of course.
He just couldn't do it.
Oh boy, Krillin.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Chi-Chi at that point, Chi-Chi was everybody's mom at that point. You know what I mean? Just, you did something bad and you had to go tell your mom. But this was a little different, wherein the did something bad is your husband's dead, your son is kidnapped by a green alien. So, I understand the apprehension.
Yeah, probably. So, as we move on to episode 8, also known as Gohan's Metamorphosis, but there's a bracket title to most of these that I haven't been reading, and this one is Gohan Goes Bananas. The ocean title is A Great Transformation on a Moonlit Night, The Secret of Gohan's Power, which is actually almost better this time around. Just because of Gohan Goes Bananas.
Gohan Goes Bananas.
So as Krillin and the others try to find the Dragon Balls after Bulma adjusts the Scouter eyepiece for their use, Chi-Chi arrives with her father to search for Goku and Gohan. There, Master Roshi is forced to tell Chi-Chi the truth himself, to which she faints. So Bulma just reverse engineering alien technology and for use with the Dragon Radar as well. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And people say she's useless? I'm like, what are you talking about?
Bulma, if Bulma was not in that show, Goku would still be dead.
Goku would be useless.
Yeah, Goku is useless, basically. Like, the only thing he's good for is a meat shield. So... Yeah.
I feel like that's also how people think about Superman, though, to go back to that. It's just like, well, he's got every power on Earth. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, fuck Superman.
Anyway, so Chi-Chi faints, obviously, which is fair. And now one of my favorite characters, but one of the probably least relevant characters, except for one thing. Colton, this character does one thing the entire story. Yajirobe appears with a task for Krillin.
Oh my god.
Yajirobe.
So glad.
Yajirobe appears with a task for Krillin. He must bring Yamcha, Tien, and Chaozu to Korin Tower in preparation for the Saiyans' arrival. So, these are pretty much the rest of like Goku's on-planet squad. These are the Z Warriors. These are the people that are constant throughout the series. Is Yamcha, a character pretty much synonymous with being useless.
Yeah.
Yen, who is a bald man with a third eye in the middle of his head, which nobody talks about. And Chaozu, to my knowledge, is a doll given sentience. I don't know what the fuck Chaozu is. He is tiny, pale, looks like a clown, and can fly.
I don't think anybody knows what Chaozu is. I really don't think so.
I was always thoroughly afraid of Chaozu. I'm like, oh, please stop. Please stop doing all the things you're doing. And then what happens to Chaozu happened to Chaozu. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah. And then you're like, okay.
Anyway, so, right. Yajirobe, he's got to bring them to Korin Tower to get stronger. But before he leaves, he also tells them that Baba is coming to tell them that Goku wishes to be brought back just before the Saiyans' arrival. That night back in the wilderness, Gohan sees the full moon for the first time and goes through the same transformation as his father once did, becoming a giant ape-like creature known as the Great Ape. Right. So since the Saiyans have the tail it's every full moon, kind of like a werewolf or something. It's like a were-ape kind of.
Yeah, kinda, pretty much. It's like, yeah, it's a were-ape, and it's basically the reason why Saiyans are put on planets as babies is because they'll do that, you know, and they'll just be powerful enough to overtake a planet, and they won't have any memory of it, and it's just easier for them to just be used as tools at that point. So Gohan goes on the same thing. He has absolutely zero control of what he's doing, and Piccolo's like, I got it. I'm gonna blow up the moon. So, obviously, that's the logical conclusion.
Totally.
Oh,
so,
my God.
Gohan proceeds to destroy the Earth.
Oh. Piccolo,
Not totally.
Piccolo
Not
decides to blow up the whole ass moon.
Unable to control his new monstrous form and power, and with no other way to stop the rampaging Gohan, Piccolo is forced to destroy the moon. Gohan reverts to a normal naked form, and with no moon, the chance of transformation ever happening again is gone. Just to be safe, Piccolo pulls off Gohan's tail before giving him new clothes with a symbol on it and a sword. Finally, Piccolo again leaves Gohan by himself. What the fuck, Piccolo?
I mean, he pulls off his tail. I feel like he could have just done that the first time, and we wouldn't be in this mess.
Piccolo just pulls out a hunting knife. Like, I don't know what's going on. Holy shit.
Yeah,
so,
man.
We got to roll back on some of this, I feel. Gohan, like, goes pretty Godzilla for a little bit.
Yes,
like,
he does.
He just, like, starts busting shit up as the Great Ape. Piccolo just destroys the moon. Just like the tides. It's Earth. It's fucking Earth. Like, it is Earth. It is not.
Yeah.
It's not another planet. It's not like an alternate version of Earth with multiple moons. It's Earth. Like, so with the moon.
He just blows up the whole ass moon.
The entire fucking moon.
Like, it's.
Right.
I can't handle Dragon Ball.
It's just like, okay, with the moon gone, the chance of transformation ever happening again is gone. I'm like, oh, well, thank God.
Yeah.
You know, the tides are screwed, but thank God this 8-year-old can't turn into Donkey Kong again.
I mean, it really is.
Come on.
That bad, man. It's just
Stupid. All right.
like, and what's amazing, the best part about it is that, like, he did the thing you're supposed to do when a Saiyan, like, is transforming, is pull off the tail, but he did it only after blowing up the moon. That was the afterthought.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
And then after that, he hasn't even become conscious yet. Piccolo just pulls a new set of threads on him, gives him a blade, and then just leaves.
Yeah.
What? Like, this is how low the Goku father bar is when we can accept this level of treatment from Piccolo.
Yeah, man.
Okay. So, episode 9. Thankfully for him, Gohan makes a friend. Otherwise known as... Kelton, you're going to explode.
No, I know what this is.
You're going to explode. The ocean title is Sorry, Robot-san, the Desert of Vanishing Tears.
Honestly, I would love it. Oh, you know what we should do? I know.
Oh my God.
I know it's rude to talk about them while they're not here, but I think if we were to do a thing on stream where we just read Rain the titles of these episodes of the Ocean Dubs and ask them to explain
What the episodes are?
Yeah, just by the title.
I feel like we could do that with anime in general. We could just go and try to find the strange. We could do a lot of Inuyasha titles. The Inuyasha titles were out of control.
Absolutely. I think that would be a really fun Twitter thing.
Awesome. All right. So, yeah, Gohan's making a friend here in episode 9. After waking up from his transformation, Gohan
Next episode, Gohan joins the MTA.
He fell asleep on the bus. Gohan finds his tail gone and a new set of clothes that resemble his father's gi. but he has no time to figure out what happened as hungry animals descend upon him. Gohan escapes but falls into a cave where he finds an ancient Capsule Corp robot that's been trapped for over 30 years and is not too pleased about having company. Wanting to escape the cave, he seeks the robot for help, but it's not interested. However, the robot lets out its soft side and helps Gohan get some mushrooms to eat. Later, when Gohan tries to help the robot escape, the cave starts collapsing and the robot helps him, throwing him to safety, but being crushed in the process.
Sorry, Robot-san.
Sorry, Robot-san, dude. I can't believe it. Yeah, it was just a weird one-arc episode about the Capsule Corp robot that was just kind of like bastioning in this cave forever. It was all like rusted and stuff. And Gohan almost starves to death. And he's just like, all right, here you go. Here's some mushrooms.
You know, I don't know how much more I can take of Dragon Ball just based on the plot synopsis. Because I remember, I can't believe I sat there and watched this as a child and had nothing wrong with it.
Nothing. Nope.
It's just so insane to me that the level, the amount that we put up with as kids.
Oh yeah, there was glaring plot holes in a lot of the things that we used to adore.
Oh yeah,
at a young age. Episode 10, we're up finally in the double digits now. Introduction of a great character coming through. Krillin and Bulma find Yamcha and Puar. I love Puar.
Puar doesn't get enough love.
Puar, I would get a plush. I think I love Puar.
Puar's a good boy.
And
Puar's a girl, actually. I think.
Maybe.
I think so. Hold on.
Either way, they're always palling around with that pig that comes around later on, who's also one of my favorites because he's a reference from Journey to the West, I think. Anyway, Krillin tells Yamcha of the important news and start heading to Korin Tower on the Capsule Corp ship with the others. As Gohan becomes more like his father in bravery, power, and benevolence, he finds a wounded dinosaur and aids in its recovery. He then tries to defend it from a hungry predator. Right, so Gohan makes a friend in the form of this dinosaur, kind of gives it the Jurassic Park treatment and helps it. And then there's... Gohan has kind of like his first fight outside of Raditz.
Right.
So that leads the Ocean Dub to call this episode "Don't Cry, Gohan." His first fight.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I kind of let you slow burn on that. You thought we weren't going to talk about it, but it happened. Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the Gohan arc was a little rough.
Yeah, definitely has a bad time this episode.
Like, I feel like they were building this whole series up. They could have just let Gohan be the main character. You know,
definitely.
that was the goal, and then Goku was supposed to be his guide.
Dad.
Yeah, his guide from afar. You know, where he would have probably been so much more useful, and so much better of a parent.
No, it's good. It's time. It's time to actually come back to Goku because Goku is continuing in episode 11 his seemingly endless journey on Snake Way. Deep in space, the Saiyan warriors Vegeta and Nappa make a stop on a planet called Arlia and become prisoners to their tyrant king. Is this the Bug People?
This is the Bug People, and I just remember the Abridged series.
The Bug People. Oh. Yeah, that episode takes a special time out of you.
I am the king of Arlia!
When they're called before the king, they break their bonds and kill the guards. The king summons a giant monster on them, but they easily take care of both. The Arlians are grateful of the Saiyans for killing their tyrant king. They find that Vegeta and Nappa will always receive a hero's welcome on Arlia. Despite all of this, Vegeta destroys the entire planet.
Really? It's so funny. Like,
there's this proletariat revolution against this monarchy, and then Vegeta just goes full fascist and just genocides this entire sentient race.
he just kills all of them, and it's insane. Like they're literally talking about building statues of them. Like they're just, oh yeah, thank you so much, you saved us. And then Vegeta's just like, fuck him. Like he just blows them all up. I'm like, yo, Vegeta.
Yeah, he definitely goes episode 4 on their ass. Like, it's not good. It's crazy. All right. So that happened. We'll fire that under yikes and move on.
We will
Gohan trains. Gohan trains hard in the wilderness while Piccolo trains himself. Right. This is Piccolo meditating in the air for like six episodes. Meanwhile, Krillin and Bulma are still trying to find Tien and Chaozu so that they can begin training with Kami. Unfortunately for Tien and Chaozu, Launch isn't very willing to part with their company. So let's talk about Launch, baby. Launch is a very interesting character. And, you know, I just feel like kind of where a lot of Dragon Ball Z's charm comes not from, after a while, not even from the main cast, just like from the other characters that are involved in this. And Launch is a very, very weird depiction of like a split personality.
Yeah.
So there's literally two versions of Launch.
She literally switches between them every time she sneezes.
Yeah.
So that's
yes.
It's back when, you know, making fun of stuff like that was okay. So
I don't think it was ever okay. I think it was just a little bit more.
It was accepted. It was accepted.
Accepted, perhaps even propagated.
Yeah.
But there's kind of the blue-haired Launch, who is sweet, pure-hearted, cheerful, and always ready to help, according to the wiki. Whereas the other one is a blonde who, like, the voice even changes a little bit. Like, at Launch, she's, like, very, like, up here and, like, you know, like a traditional ladylike voice. Whereas it's, like, a grease monkey lady mechanic voice for blonde Launch, who is an angry, trigger-happy, commits crimes for money and is quick to respond with gunfire when angered.
Yeah, imagine the difference between like a perfect modern reference. Bakugo's mom.
Oh yeah, classic.
Yeah,
we love Bakugo's mom.
Yeah.
So neither of Launch's personalities remember the other's actions or anything they said. So this is the person that they kind of have to get Tien and Chaozu away from, and she's not budging. So this episode is called The Home for Infinite Losers. So
oh, I remember this. That was supposed to be hell.
Yeah. So that's the idea of hell, is because in the Ocean dub it's catnap on the Serpentine Road. Goku takes a tumble.
You're kidding me. That's what they called it.
Catnap on the Serpentine Road. Goku takes a tumble.
I'm not even like that's not even.
It's not even
good.
any punctuation. It's all one sentence. Like it's.
Oh God, why?
I don't know. Beats me. I have no idea. But that's the idea: is that Goku takes a nap and almost falls off Snake Way and learns about the Home for Infinite Losers, which is like the people that are not strong enough or fell off. Right. So we made it to episode 13, buddy.
Oh God! And now we get to talk about Gaz and Mez next episode.
Gaz and Mez, yeah.
So happy.
Shall we do it then?
Yeah, let's end it for today because there's not a lot more my brain can take. I specifically remember skipping over this whole arc, rewatching it because I remember it being so boring to me, and I just wanted to get to the part where Goku and Frieza were fighting, so I just needed to skip to that. But
well, you gotta think about it. You know, there's 38 episodes, so we're gonna be talking about Dragon Ball Z for a very long time.
Yeah, we are. I mean, when I did this back on the radio, it literally took us, and we didn't even structure it like this. We blew through season 1 in one episode, so we did it very lackluster, like very, very loosey-goosey, and it took us 13 episodes. So
Yeah.
It was, yeah,
I think
man.
we did good. You know, I don't think we took. I think we get every episode its due, without inundating the people with too much nonsense.
Of course.
Can't wait to do it again.
I know, man. I can't wait for next week. And thank you so much for listening, as always. And you can follow us on Twitter in the description. We're not going to be saying it because it's so much
It's
work.
in the description.
It's in the description. You could go up there and click on our Twitters and just hit us up there if you want to hear some stuff. And also follow us on Twitch, on our respective Twitch channels, actually. Let's give those out because we haven't done too much streaming on the Triforce Twitch, but we're doing stuff on our own separate Twitch channels. So, Zach, want to give yours?
I would, because I just finished The Last of Us 2.
Oh, very nice.
And that is also Last of Us 1 is an upcoming episode for us, so I'm very excited for that.
Yes.
And I've been streaming it, and I've realized I heard from somebody I was streaming using my headset, and it would only kind of project my voice and not the game audio. So I'm gonna try my best to work it out where I can do some more high quality Twitch streams, even with some face cam.
Cool.
So you can check me out. You can check me out. Definitely hang out on It's a Me Zachy P on Twitch. That's ITSAME. Zach, my name ZACHYP. So it's not one that I really put too much thought into. It's kind of the name I use for everything.
Yeah.
So I might change. If I change my name, I'll let you guys know down the line. And I don't, I'll be training. Probably doing Last of Us New Game Plus.
Yeah, let me know when you do that because I want to watch.
All right, cool. And you should definitely follow this guy on Twitch every Friday night.
Every Friday night, guys, except for this one. But every Friday night following, you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/CEasySpecial. We do Smash a lot, and every Friday night we have open battle arenas. So if you like Smash and you want to come and play, you are more than welcome to be a part of Friday Night Friendlies. I would really appreciate it. So yeah, and I'm going to be doing more streaming. I'm going to try and stream Halo some. I'm going to try and do other games throughout the week. But right now, the only consistent thing I do is Smash. So that's on Fridays and scattered throughout the week. So go follow that. Zach, thanks so much for your research, man.
Hey, no problem. Colton, you know what this podcast was?
Was it,
Soup.
What, you want to do it?
Are you gonna? I'm gonna see if you're gonna do it first.
I don't know.
You know what this podcast was?
What was it?
Super. Super. I'm just saying.
I didn't know that's. I would. Can I just say something before we get out of here? I was talking to one of my friends this morning. I'm like, there are just some jokes that are so fucking shallow that like you think over them by default.
Oh, yeah.
That was definitely one of those jokes.
I constantly make you work for it. I constantly make you think I'm gonna be smarter than I am.
I really do appreciate that. This was definitely super.
Thank you all for lending us your energy for this podcast.
Of course.
And we'll meet. We're gonna both go back into our hyperbolic time chamber now until the time is we gotta do it next time.
And just like a real Super Saiyan transformation, it took an hour and a half and constant screaming and cackling for us to get there. So, yeah, man.
Bye.
Bye.